All right,
All
all
right.
right. Welcome everyone. We are so happy you're here.
Yes.
I think this is our 8th live.
I can't believe it. That means 2
Wow.
months worth. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Crazy.
I know.
Wow.
So we're excited. We have our friends here today, Shelly and Mike. And Mike is cooking up ribs for us to have
Ooh, I
after
can't
our live.
wait. That's
Yay.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome.
Mike.
And we have our brother Pat here again.
Yes.
And of course, Wilson.
Wilson. Mm-hmm.
And our producer today is Braylee.
Braylee.
So
That's
she'll
right.
be taking any questions you have. Just put them in the comments. And Lee's going to give you a little introduction about his book. And then today we're going to be reading about pain, the pain journey from chapter 8, which is ironic because he happens to be in a lot of pain today. So,
yeah.
all right, here
ahead,
we
Lee,
go. Oh, and we're
Cocktail.
having a Vesper with
Vesper.
gorgonzola
Stuffed olives.
stuffed olives. If you want to put in the comments what you're having for your happy hour.
Happy hour. Mm-hmm.
All right, cheers.
All right, Lee.
Lee man.
Well, we're reading from chapter 8, which is called The Pain Journey. 6.5 years ago, I was injured playing polo down in the desert, broke my neck, and have been a quadriplegic pretty much the whole time since. So what I'm going to do is just start. This is kind of a long chapter. And so,
Unfortunately.
yeah, unfortunately. And it's just basically goes through the beginning of this pain that I have.
He needs to get out
And
of here.
then,
Wilson,
Wilson, come. Sorry.
what?
He's chewing
Oh,
on
there
his
we go.
ball, and I know it
Making noise.
echoes in the audio because that happened that one time. Exactly. I'm sorry, Lee.
Oh, that's fine there. It's just Wilson.
There we go. Wilson being Wilson.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just that, what was it? I was, the pain started early on when I was within a month of my injury. And then it's been slowly getting worse since then. And the chapter basically starts at the beginning and goes through every single thing that they've tried to get on top of this. So anyway.
So we divided it into 2 readings.
Yeah.
So we're going to do the first
Right.
half tonight because
Right.
it's such a long one, and we'll do the next one next time.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll just start.
You bet.
The first indication that pain would become its own battle emerged about halfway through Lee's hospitalization at Craig Hospital. A zinger began in Lee's left arm, sharp and burning, similar to a blistered sunburn, electric and unpredictable. It appeared somewhat positional, tilting his head one way could trigger it, sometimes dropping his shoulders into a little bit more relaxed posture might ease it a bit. These tended to last 15 to 30 seconds at a time. Within another month or so, they began in his right arm. And after discussions with the physical medicine and rehabilitation, otherwise known as a PM&R team, it was attributed to the spinal cord injury. He was started on Norton GB, a combination medication containing gabapentin and nortriptyline, commonly used for neuropathic pain. After several weeks of no improvement in the daily barrage of zingers, Lyrica was added to his schedule of oral drugs to try to treat this type of pain. Towards the end of the 3-month hospitalization, the burning started to become more constant, with these intermittent stabbing pains overlapping with it. This was more than just irritating. It affected every aspect of his life. Transfers from the power chair to and from various activities, physical therapy, thank you, and most importantly, being unable to get to and stay asleep for any amount of time. The lack of sleep didn't only admittedly suck, but it also stripped what little strength he was regaining. In the weeks leading up to his discharge, conversations about the pain became more frequent, almost routine. Was this typical? Was this expected? The answer was always the same. Quote, every spinal cord injury is different. He estimated he's heard that mantra 1,000 times since his injury. The phrase was repeated by therapists and the PMR doctors alike. They all specialize in treating patients that are physically disabled. Among other things, they treat pain associated with a multitude of conditions, including stroke, traumatic brain injury, multiple sclerosis, and injuries such as his. Because spinal cord injuries vary so widely in presentation and progression, it's exceedingly difficult to generate clinical trials evaluating whether medication for treatment was standard for his type of injury. The answer was always frustratingly non-committal. Quote, there's no way to really tell. By the time he was discharged from Craig, know that narcotics don't adequately treat this type of pain. Shortly after returning home, he was assigned a PM&R doctor at the St. Charles Hospital in Bend. She added the drug buprenorphine. It's a sublingual drug often used for medication-assisted treatment of narcotic addiction. This means that it's just put under the tongue. You don't really swallow it. It's just absorbed through the floor of the mouth. It's also uncommonly used in severe cases of chronic pain when other therapies fail. Despite knowing that opioids are minimally effective, it was the only thing that she had in her armamentarium for treating pain. And being desperate for some relief, he decided to try it. Buprenorphine differs from traditional narcotics, which suppress the brain's breathing center in a dose-dependent fashion. As the dosage increases, breathing slows, sometimes fatally. Many recreational drugs have been laced with fentanyl, one of the most potent narcotics, consequently contributing to the country's drug overdose epidemic. The buprenorphine, by contrast, has a ceiling effect on respiratory depression, meaning that increasing dosages aren't fatal. Not fatal, however, doesn't mean they're harmless. The first trial of buprenorphine was administered in her office. Within 30 minutes, his arm pain diminished noticeably, but severe sedation followed close behind. Finding the correct balance of pain relief without excessive drowsiness became a delicate calibration, especially because he is extremely sensitive to the side effects of almost every drug. And thus began the long, uneasy pursuit of pain control through oral medications. He was eventually referred to a PM&R physician specializing in pain management. Over the next several years, he cycled through many medications, each new drug requiring slow dose adjustments to minimize side effects while searching for meaningful relief. When a medication proved ineffective or intolerable, it often couldn't be just simply stopped. The first dose had to be gradually reduced, sometimes over weeks, before another medication could be tried. He cycled through a handful of medications in desperation
An even more powerful narcotic called Dilaudid was added to his pain regimen. One of the scariest events that would occur in his recovery process was about to unfold in dramatic fashion. One Sunday afternoon, he reclined in his power chair, which tilts backward to allow for rest. The house was quiet, and before long he drifted off to sleep. At first, Carla thought nothing of it. He continued to struggle with the chronic insomnia, and daytime naps were not unusual. But as this afternoon wore on, something felt different. She called his name, no response. She raised her voice and shook his shoulders, still nothing. Concern quickly turned to alarm. She continued trying to wake him, calling his name repeatedly, vigorously shaking him, but he remained completely unresponsive. Fearing the worst, she called 911. The EMTs arrived and administered Narcan, which is a brand name for naloxone nasal spray, a life-saving medication used to rapidly reverse opioid overdoses and restore normal breathing. Despite delivering it several times, he still didn't respond. He was then transported by ambulance to the hospital, 1 hour's drive away. His next memory, was of waking up in the emergency department, surrounded by clinicians shaking him and yelling orientation questions. Quote, "Can you tell me your name? Where are you? What month is it? What year?" After several hours, he was admitted for observation, and the working theory at that point was opioid over medication. He was discharged 2 days later with instructions to reduce the dosage, which he did. But exactly 1 week later, almost to the hour, it happened again on a Sunday afternoon. This time, Carla recognized the signs immediately. When she found him unresponsive, she again tried desperately to wake him, calling his name, shaking, searching for any sign that he could hear her. As before, there was no response, so again she called 911. And when the ambulance arrived, she accompanied him on the hour-long ride to the hospital, watching helplessly as the paramedics monitored his condition. This situation deteriorated rapidly. Shortly after arriving in the emergency department, he stopped breathing. He was intubated there and placed on a ventilator in the intensive care unit overnight. He awoke the next morning with a tube down his throat, obviously unable to speak. Already limited in arm movement, he now had no effective way to summon any help. This went on for almost 10 minutes, while feeling intensely isolated and claustrophobic, of course. When the physicians finally determined he was sufficiently alert, the breathing tube was removed, which involves threading a suction catheter down through the endotracheal tube and then pulling both of them out at the same time. It's a disgusting combination of gagging, sputtering, and severely coughing. Quote, "It was so surreal closing my eyes for a lazy Sunday afternoon nap and waking up to all hell breaking loose," said Lee. "I was supposed to be recovering from a spinal cord injury. This just didn't seem like it was part of the plan." The next several days in the hospital were the usual combination of chaos and insomnia. The conclusion, extreme sensitivity to Dilaudid, and the medication was obviously discontinued permanently. The episodes were frightening and gave way to a new lingering thought. His pain was going to be a permanent, unwanted companion. Months passed, physical therapy continued, but this arm pain worsened slowly, incrementally. Then came another scare. Some prescription refill protocols prohibit dispensing certain medications until the day before depletion. One caregiver retrieved his prescription for Lyrica, but could not deliver it until the following day. He woke up at 5 a.m. with escalating, diffuse, and severe pain. What began as this severe pain rapidly intensified into full body agony, excruciating and unrelenting. Withdrawal from Lyrica can be severe, particularly when stopped abruptly. The symptoms include anxiety, tremors, insomnia, confusion, and seizures, and severe pain. Missing 2 doses typically doesn't trigger catastrophic withdrawal, but in Lee's case, the response was extreme. Carla and the caregiver at the time were powerless to do anything. They could only sit and watch in fear. Curled in a fetal position, they waited for his caregiver to arrive with medication. With the medication. A long, excruciating hour passed before relief arrived. Slowly, the pain receded. The episode left him shaken. The realization that his own body could generate such overwhelming suffering was terrifying. And over the next few weeks, his thoughts drifted towards hospice. He had previously watched a family member receive hospice care at home and remembered the experience as peaceful and comfortable. As his pain worsened, he began to wonder what options would remain if there ever came a point where he could no longer tolerate the pain. Hospice would allow him to remain at home with his family present, and it would also enable morphine and Ativan to be administered if he were anxious or uncomfortable. He contacted the local hospitals and a hospice program, and 2 nurses came to the house to interview him and to explain eligibility requirements. He doesn't qualify for hospice, as this requires a terminal diagnosis with a prognosis of 6 months or less, as determined by his doctors. Pain alone, however severe and agonizing, doesn't meet that standard. The implication was stark. He might have to endure extreme, untreatable, escalating pain indefinitely with no sanctioned medical exit. Next week, I'll continue the chapter, which gets even more interesting.
Actually, next week we'll take a break because
Oh,
of
that's
4th
right.
of July weekend. That's okay.
We're going to Lincoln
We're
City for
going
the
to-
weekend.
Yes.
So
So
we're going to skip a week. But
luckily you have a week away from us.
All right. Producer, do we have any questions?
Yes. What is something you hope people who have never lived with chronic pain take away from this chapter?
I didn't quite catch it.
What is something you
I would hope that they wouldn't do what I think most people do when they see somebody who is in constant severe pain and just assume because they look normal that they feel normal.
Right.
Because pain doesn't have an appearance
That's so true.
unless people are grimacing, which really doesn't do anything to help the pain, but sometimes it's you can't help it.
Yeah.
The other thing is this type of pain is something that's made worse by touching and rubbing the areas that are effective. And in my case, it's almost all of it is my arms, from the tip of my shoulder down to my wrist. And then when it gets really bad, it goes down into parts of my hands. And unfortunately, it's human nature, and I totally understand it. When people don't know your condition intimately, they almost always will come up and, how are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, or give you a pat on the arm or the shoulder when they're leaving. Oh, I hope everything's going to feel better and I hope you're doing okay. It's just,
Yeah.
I used to try to inform people, like if we're having a get together or something,
Right.
all of us would just say, just
By the way.
by the way, just try not to touch his arms or his anything. But I've gotten to the point where I've quit telling people because they just don't get it, and they will come up and do it anyway. And it's not, they're not doing it, you know,
Right.
to be mean or anything like that. It's just
Right.
human nature.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yeah, I think that would be probably the main thing after reading through this entire chapter that they would take away.
Another one says, what is the weirdest thing that you have tried for pain?
Oh,
The weirdest
I'd
thing,
say
well,
ketamine. Or
Ketamine.
what do you
Well-
call it?
Ketamine.
Ketamine.
yeah, well, that's in 2 weeks from
Oh,
now's
sorry.
chapter. So you'll have to tune in for that one.
Because it's a great story.
It is, actually.
Just
Weird.
Crazy.
the weirdest thing
Yeah.
ever. So yeah.
I saw one, I gotta find it.
People are texting or
Comments.
typing in
Yeah,
Right.
in the
the
comments.
comments.
So,
Yep.
It says, do you reach out to any other people with chronic pain for community or understanding?
No, because if they don't know me and I don't know them, they're not going to be able to help me at all. So, no. In an answer.
Is there a difference, do you think that there's a difference between pain and suffering?
A difference? Well, I don't think suffering causes pain, but pain definitely causes suffering. So, yeah, yes, there's a definite
question.
difference.
Yeah.
Because you can suffer from a lot of different things, not just pain. I seem to have all of them. Paralysis plus numbness. Okay, so this is ironic.
Yeah.
So from the neck down, if somebody just gently touches with a finger, like literally just one finger, even just touch,
Oh,
just touch. I can't really feel that, just one finger. But if you rub it
yeah.
or
Won't do.
just do anything more than that,
Or more pressure. Yeah.
yeah, it just exacerbates the pain. And then even when I'm not doing anything or anybody's touching me or, you know, just wiping or just rubbing, it can be intolerable just sitting in one position.
Yeah.
The other thing that is really weird is that movement makes the pain worse.
Yes, that's true.
And so what happens on really bad days, which is one I'm having today, it makes you not want to move anything, because the least amount of pain you're going to have is when everything is absolutely motionless.
And
But
Mike Lee always says he doesn't want to end up being a head in a bed, meaning
Right.
That's
That's
the
the
only
only
way to get out
way
of
you
bed.
can't have pain.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the pain is so bad.
And we always feel like when he's taking a nap in the afternoon, but at least he's not in pain.
Pain while he's sleeping
Yeah.
during that. Yeah.
the weird thing is about taking a nap, and sometimes in the middle of the night when I sleep, which I generally, if I do get to sleep, it's for an hour, maybe 2 hours at a time.
Right.
And when I wake up from these little cat naps, I'd call them, either it's during the day or at night, the instant I wake up, the instant I open my eyes, I literally have no pain anywhere. But within 5 seconds,
Pushing in.
10 seconds,
Yeah.
the pain just floods in. And the very first part of that is the most severe. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, I can't even describe it.
Yeah.
But if I just hold still, which is actually pretty easy to do as a quadriplegic, it gradually resolves a little bit. Like on a pain scale from 0 to 10, 0 being like 99% of the world, maybe not quite that, because people have other chronic conditions that cause pain, but where was I
On a
going
scale
with
of
that?
1 to 10.
God, when it gets bad like this,
Hard to focus and concentrate.
it's hard to focus because if you stop talking, the pain floods into your brain and it derails
Yeah.
what you were thinking, your train of thought.
Totally.
So, what was I saying?
scale of 1 to 10,
Yeah, from 0 to 10, 1 being, I guess it's 1 to 10. 1 being normal, 10 being so much pain that you literally pass out
Yeah.
from the pain. Mine at night, when I wake up,
Yeah.
can easily be an 8. And with hope, it'll drop down to a 7. Sometimes a 6, 6.5, I don't know. It's hard to put numbers on it, but
Yeah.
I consider a pain level of 5 to be where you can actually carry on a conversation with someone. And that is, I was always initially hopeful that, well, I could get my pain level, at least on a regular basis, to be a 3, maybe,
Yeah.
That's what we were hoping for.
at best,
Right.
which would probably intermittently get worse with certain things, but then drop down to there.
Back down, yeah.
Now I'm just hoping to be at a 5 where I can be social and
Okay, that's
talk with people.
Yeah.
We're not there at all right now, so welcome to the journey of pain.
Exactly.
New question.
Somebody says that you're funny and wonders how you keep your humor.
Oh,
It's true.
I feel like I had a way better sense of humor before all this shit happened.
Yeah. For sure.
Because the pain tempers like all your emotions, other than, I wouldn't say anger. I'm not angry.
Well, you have your moments of that too, understandably.
I
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
know. I do.
You do,
I actually-
totally. Happened last night.
I snapped at
At
one
us.
of you,
Last night, both of us.
both of you.
But then it's just always quickly, if we
Get
just,
it.
because we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
tried.
you just know that it's going to be okay. But
Yeah.
and it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's so far and few between that it happens.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
I try not to let that happen.
Yeah. You don't.
I just don't. I learned from my sister, who's wise beyond her years. God, that makes her like the smartest person in the world. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Kim, I know you're watching, so sorry if I insulted you, but I learned a lesson really, really early while I was at Craig.
Yeah.
When this pain started, it was scary because I never really had a constant pain
Yeah.
like what I was having.
Right.
I have broken more bones in my body than most people have in their bodies over my years. And absolutely, if I could add up all of the pain of all of those, I would take that over what I have now. So when I started to get this pain, it affected me, I think, like it would most people, in that they would become short,
Yeah.
what I call short, like a short fuse. And I started to do that with my caregivers there. Kind of snap at them a little bit and just be a little, what I call ugly, not from appearance, but just from a personality standpoint. And she told me once, she goes, if you continue to do this, you'll have nobody around you who, you'll literally have nobody around you, because people, like every other animal in the world, retracts from pain. And when you are yelling at somebody, it isn't physical pain you're causing them, but you're causing them it's emotional, it's situational, and it's like, well, I'd rather be somewhere else besides where I am right now.
Yeah.
And so I just
Got that in your brain to.
just decided that
Yeah.
no matter how much pain I was having or how much discomfort I was having or whatever, that I wasn't gonna stoop to that level.
Yeah.
And so I haven't, for the most part.
Right.
Sometimes it just
Nobody's
Can't help
perfect.
it.
comes
Yeah,
out.
it's perfect. That's
Exactly.
right.
Nobody's perfect. I'll quit expecting perfect.
As we all should.
I've got one more.
Yeah.
You went through a lot in the medical system. If you could redesign one part of it with chronic pain in mind, what would that be?
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
The medical system.
Huh?
I think it would be for physicians and therapists who deal with pain, I'd like all of them to take on the diagnosis of pain on a little bit more urgent of a I don't even know what to call it. Just
To not have to wait months to get in to see someone. You
Jesus.
find a new
It was
pain,
6
you find a
months to
new
get into a
pain
pain
doctor
doctor.
that's supposed to be amazing, and it takes months
oh,
in.
to get in.
I don't even know if this is in the chapter, but at one point I was referred to a pain doctor, but and the only reason it was this guy he was the only one doing a type of therapy,
Right.
Yeah.
and we called to make an appointment in January, and her first appointment was June.
June, yeah.
At that point, I was
all-
like,
Like 6
Practically dropped the
months.
phone like, wait, what?
are you?
Yeah.
Effing
What am I
kidding
supposed to
me?
do in the meantime?
Yeah, it's like, there's no urgency. There's no,
urgency. Yeah.
it's like, oh, pain, whatever. People can live with it.
Yeah.
So that was a really good question.
Yeah.
And that's what I wish people wish stuff all the time. The
You wish
one
what?
I wish,
So people
and
do
I
stuff
said people wish stuff all the time,
Oh, yeah.
but I wish that every person that had to deal with me, my caregivers, my family, my docs, my therapists, the nurses, everything, if they could just feel what I'm feeling right now, I don't know, for 5 seconds, people would come away from that with a little bit different perspective on what's going on.
for sure. Yeah. All right.
Oh gosh, any more questions?
One more scan. Any more questions?
Thank you for those, by the way.
Great question.
Those were really good questions. In fact, answering them has opened up about 3 or 4 segments that I'm going to add
Put in the book.
to this chapter.
Yeah.
Because
Excellent.
this is the worst chapter. Even to read through it, just kind of
Yeah.
little PTSD about it.
Yeah.
So
Done with that. Yeah. I'm done with that.
Well, good thing we have a week break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody
We'll
have a
do
great
that.
4th of July celebration.
Be safe out there and have a great
Yeah.
4th of July, and we'll be back the
couple
following
weeks.
week.
and sedate your damn dogs if they don't like fireworks.
That's right.
Otherwise, you're going to find them in the frickin' bathtub. Anyway.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers,
Bye, guys.
everybody.